Did we get all our questions answered, or do we just have more questions? You know what they say about Derry? No one who dies there ever really dies. All that and more on the next episode of Unbinged, starting now. Welcome to Unbinged, the podcast where we like to break down the shows and movies you all love to binge. I am Sam Holt, of course, joined as always by Jagger May, Alfredo Brown, and Matt Kopfhamer. Guys, we're talking everything season finale of Welcome to Derry. But before we do, let's get that spoiler warning. Jagger.
This is your one warning that we're about to spoil the entire season of It, Welcome to Derry, and some other Stephen King stuff, so good luck.
Was it a satisfying ending? I want to go around and just say, what was your favorite solve? Let's do the favorites. I know that there's going to be some stuff we don't like, but let's talk about the favorites to begin. Alfredo, what was your favorite little ending, question answered, fill in the blank?
I guess I'll have to say my favorite ending of this was Dick Halloran. And him just sort of giving the quick nod to, I'm going to go work at a hotel. How bad could it be? And that's it. Like, that's really all you needed. And I think it had the subtlety that I wanted from a lot of characters, that I wanted from the story. And just knowing exactly kind of how this connects and why he ends up there and all the trauma he's been through here in Derry, why he's now no longer in the military. So that, I think out of all of them, that had to be my favorite one.
That was, I think, a lovely little nod. Koff, did you like that little nod as well, or was it a different favorite for you?
I did enjoy that. That's one of the few solves I did actually like fully, because a lot of them were like half, right? Like, we got the answer of why Leroy stayed in Derry, but it felt kind of tacked on. We get the General Shaw ending, but again, it felt kind of rushed, which is weird. We get the answer with the dagger of replacing.
She
the
said
pillar,
pick
so I'm gonna
one,
go with
damn
that
it.
one. I know, but I'm trying to justify which one I'm going to pick. So I'm going to pick the dagger one because it was probably the cleanest ending, right? It was just like replace the pillar with a dagger, and then Pennywise has to stay back in Derry and goes back to sleep. So to me, I guess that was the cleanest and most satisfying plot point ending.
Got it. Jagger, about you?
Even though I found it heavy-handed, Maggie Tozier, we clocked this pretty early to time that all in. I didn't like how it's done, but I like that it happened because, we needed some type of resolution. And they didn't give us, like, an Easter egg. They gave us an Easter dozen with it. They just gave us the full fucking basket. He's just like, hey, you're having a kid.
Egg.
His name's Richie. And then he just,
Pulls the poster out.
Yeah, pulls a poster out. He's like, sorry, no spoiler warning. And then gives it to her and then dips out. That was my favorite.
I was curious how you guys were going to like that, because I feel like we've all really enjoyed the little subtle nods to different things. And there was a lack of subtlety in this finale. It was just like, it felt like they wanted to make sure things were asked were answered. In terms of just like, could it be this character? They were like, these are the character connections you need, and this is the order in which to go back and watch other movies. We know you're going to be missing this show as soon as it's gone. Go back, watch the movies. It just kind of felt like a quick way to put a loop into the timeline so that you'd want more of Derry.
It also
it was
felt
a lot
like sorry, Alfred. It felt like the showrunners didn't trust their audience with the clues they gave us to figure out the answer. Instead, like, fine, we know there's like a percentage of you that don't have any media literacy, so here's the fucking answer. Like, it felt like they didn't trust us as an audience to figure it out.
It was a lot of tell, don't show. It felt very much like if Andy Muschietti's going to be directing the next Batman movie, it felt a lot like we're going to get to the end of that and be like, and Bruce Wayne became Batman because his parents died that one night. Do you remember? And he has a lot of money, and then and Alfred's there too. Like that's kind of how this felt. Like everything was really, really explained, and then the things that weren't explained were just kind of tacked on. There was a lot to like.
But it's the Joker giving that monologue in Arkham, being like, by the way.
That would actually be fucking hilarious. Like that. See, like you accidentally wrote a good plot line.
You accidentally wrote something. You kind of cooked there. I'm not gonna lie.
But try again if you want to write something bad, because I'd watch that.
I'm watching this.
Oh my god. I mean, there's a lot of little parts too, because last week I asked you guys, what do you want to see happen? All of us unanimously wanted to see Shaw dead and get killed, eaten by Pennywise. We got that. But
But the
pre-show,
way-
it didn't seem like you guys all were really happy. You got your wish. Cough.
I
Were you
expect
upset?
it to be more
Jagger?
epic is where I'm at. Is like, but at the same time, we came to the conclusion that Shaw doesn't deserve epicness. He's a fucking idiot, and he died like a fucking idiot. So it's like I wasn't happy, but like, yeah, that's how he would have died. He's like, ever since I was a little boy, oh, Mr. Pennywise, I've been such a fan. Like that's kind of
He did kind of fangirl out a little bit. It was a little fangirlish.
Can you sign my
just the way-
lunchbox, Pennywise? Or do you want me to call you just Mr. Wise? It's just
But then did you catch what he tried to do at the very end when he realized Pennywise was like getting predatory? He was like, "Oh, stop!" or "In the name of the law," or whatever the bullshit. He's like, "What do you expect's gonna happen?" He
Yeah.
did
With
the
full
fucking
Ingrid
like,
Kirsch.
raptor.
It was
He
the
did
it
the
was
raptor thing
it was
from
the
Jurassic
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You know what though is like I'm actually gonna say I almost kind of like the way he died because it
Yeah.
was a microcosm
'Cause
of
he's an
how
idiot?
stupid the
Yeah.
character was.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right, like this death was the microcosm of like his storyline, the whole idea that he was going to unleash Pennywise on the country. Okay, dude, like what? And it was such a funny moment, like I guess unintentionally funny for him to be like, "You're free." And Pennywise is like, "All right." And he just turns. He's like, "I never forget a smell." Just turns around.
He literally was like, he tried to walk on by. He's like, wait, you steak ass bitch. You thought I forgot?
I remember you.
I remember you. I never forget
I
the smell.
almost-
It was amazing.
I almost expected Shaw to be like, "We can work together," and then Pennywise would be like, "I'm a one-man show, bitch," and then chomp him, right?
You
Some
saw me
buddy
getting
cop
down on the
comedy.
tuba, my guy.
No. As
It's
soon
just like
as-
Rush Hour 4 with Pennywise and Shaw. Just ruining America together.
And I love
Civil
the
rights not on my watch.
he would just use Shaw like he did the principal. Like it reminded me
Yeah.
of Ace Ventura when nature calls, where he's just like, "Please do not pass go. Please do not collect $200." You know, that's kind of like when he was doing.
such a
Perfect goal. End of show. See you next week, everybody.
there's no
Oh
yelling.
man!
see
Please
that
tell me
season,
you
guys.
guys have seen Ace Ventura when
Yes.
nature calls.
Yes.
Comments.
With the Monopoly guy.
Yes, the
And
Monopoly.
you
guy.
must be the Monopoly guy. Thanks for the free parking. Yeah. I'm surprised that none of you guys have mentioned the patty cakes because they did end up getting the shit
They
scared
got
out of them.
delighted,
Or was
and
it
that's
because
Not enough.
Was it not enough? Okay.
Not enough. Snack.
I hope she
snack
broke
on
an ankle when she fell on that ice.
That's what I was
Something.
going to say. That's what I was going to say. All those kids fell from like 10, 15
10
feet
feet?
up onto ice, not a single broken leg. If the
I don't
patty
buy it.
cakes, if those three would be the only ones with broken legs, I'd be like, you know what? Andy Muschietti.
Happy.
Genius. Great writer.
Okay. I mean, I'm glad I asked one thing. You were like,
We
no,
don't
Sam,
condone
we will
violence
not
against
stand for
women and
this.
children. We don't
Let me-
condone it unless they're a patty cake.
let me get this out of the way. For a season finale of It Welcome to Derry, the kill count was surprisingly low. Like
he went
killed two adults.
hard on the first one.
I mean, the first half
killed
he was
2 adults
taking
in the first
all of
half,
the
and
children.
then he killed Shaw. He
Yeah.
took the children. He didn't kill any of them. And
He
it's
tried
like,
to.
He was gonna lead him somewhere and then maybe eat him. But again, it was just I was expecting a little bit more of a bloodbath, and we didn't quite get that. It was very strange to me.
I don't think he expected that meal though. Like he'd already like taken his doggy bag and bathed
No,
in it.
These were all
and,
future snacks.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Fuck yeah, homie! I'm gonna get myself a new crib. Go load
the
up that
Last
deep
Supper.
freezer." Exactly. He's like, "I got me some snacks back here for the road.
Yeah.
We'll start out with Will and work my way back to the patty cakes."
Yeah.
That's like the one thing I guess that does make sense. That Pennywise has a metabolism and he needs to digest.
Dude,
Yo,
his
did you
line,
catch
the
the
dark
line about
meat
dark
tastes
meat?
twice as
Yeah.
sweet, is just nuts.
So fucked up.
So
Yeah.
messed up. Yeah. Talking
I'll
about
allow it because I'm like Pennywise pulling a racist joke. That's hilarious. Just like- Pennywise, you wild. I'll allow it. You go kill me anyway. It's like I know you're not even racist. You just like to eat. It's like,
He's hungry. He was in the cart on his way out of town to leave through the gates, and he just was leaving with his trail of snacks.
yeah, that was his Instacart. Like he just
It was a cart with all the Insta snacks.
I noticed that Pennywise likes to eat shit head first. Do you think that's like the muffin top for him, where it's like the best part of the
I do
humor?
prefer the muffin top. That makes sense. That tracks. It's all the good stuff is at the top, like the sugar on the top of the muffin when it's like crispy.
He even eats it like a muffin top, where he flips it upside down.
Yeah, that is a good way to eat it. Kind of like a cupcake, so you don't get frosting on your nose.
He makes people look delicious, kind of. I get what he's.
Yeah.
We don't condone cannibalism, but
All right,
This
guys.
show's really pushing our lines on cannibalism, violence against children, racism. Like, it's all there. It's just a blend.
Hey, blame Pennywise. His miasma is affecting me right now. So.
All right, guys, before I jump into more questions, because we have obviously so much to talk about when it comes to It Welcome to Derry, the finale. But guys, make sure that you watch, like, and subscribe on everywhere you get your podcasts. You can follow us on YouTube. Make sure you leave us a review, leave us comments. We always love to interact with you guys in the comments. We have so much more to cover. Besides It Welcome to Derry, we've got The Pit, Pluribus on Apple TV, Stranger Things, and Fallout. So much fun stuff. And if you've seen any level of content calendars coming for films in 2026, you know we're going to be delivering on all of that as well. Okay, I really want to get to... Oh, and before I forget, there's a hype button. Click it. Click the hype button. We appreciate it.
We'll love you forever, or at least
we'll
until
love you
next
forever.
video, until we ask you to do it again. So,
Yeah, exactly. Guys, I want to talk about the solve, and the solve being that the kids put the dagger back, and that is how they re-trap Pennywise. How did you guys feel about that? Because we talked about last week, was it going to be the adults teaming up with the kids to try and save Derry, to try and get rid of Pennywise? It was a little bit of both, but Kopf, I want to go to you first in terms of how this ended up being. The kids go and they are able to put the dagger back in the creepy tree, but then they're also helped by Richie.
yeah, I mean, this was the most logical way for this to end, if they were truly going to contain it again. So it made a lot of sense. I think they went a little, like a lot in this episode, I think they went a little heavy-handed on the dagger is a corrupting force, going to fight you kind of bit. It felt a little weird, weak sauce at the end. I did like having Richie come back and give them the assist and help, be the final push they need to put the nail in Pennywise's, coffin. But then again, they went a little heavy-handed with it at the funeral. So it's almost like the showrunners didn't quite know where to end a bit and start a new one. And they just kind of like I do a lot on this show, they kind of overplayed their hand.
thank you, Kopf. I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say like Andy Muschietti writes like Kopf with jokes sometimes. I'm like, okay, just a bit
Just
too
one
much.
step too far.
See,
I'm self-aware.
with Ghost Rich though, like I'll allow it because it's like you're
It's
either
true.
bought in or not, right? Like we've been seeing dead people all show
Yeah.
through Dick's eyes. He's there moments ago. If he would be like, "Okay, I've done my ghostly duties, bye forever," and just like floats off, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's almost more corny." Like I'd kind
I
of expect
agree.
him to be at his funeral and be like, "Yeah, that's right, Marge, cry." Like miss me.
Wipes a
He
tear
didn't
with
do
his
that. They're supporting his friends. But I agree with you to an extent, Alfredo, in terms of I didn't want the Casper type of ghost ending where it's like, well, the ones that he sees have unfinished business. And then, Richie doesn't have unfinished business. We didn't get that. If you can see dead people, you can see dead people. I mean, that's it. Jagger, how about you?
Yeah, the Richie thing was like one of the least things that bothers me, and I'm like, it's fine. I think it was necessary, at least from what you already told us pre-show, or maybe it was on the show, about them writing that for Dick to, I guess, heal from the trauma of what he has seen with his shining ability, to where he's just like, hey man, sometimes I could see some families heal. It's not just weird dead soldiers trying to scare the fuck out of me, or old chiefs showing me where turtle shells are. Like, it could be like pretty nice shit too, So that was nice. And again, we just love Richie. It'd be one thing if we're, watching Maddie come back or something. It's not that I don't love Maddie. I just didn't connect
You
with
don't.
him.
It's okay to admit that you don't love Maddie.
I
You
don't
like
love
Richie more.
Maddie. I
Yeah, it's
love
fine.
Richie. Yeah. I only had one demon baby death from Richie, and then he came back on some fuck shit. So to be honest, I wouldn't even trust Maddie. So
Fair. If you did see him again, you'd be like, Especially if it came back gray and sus, then it would be upsetting.
Let's go to the sewers. No.
No, absolutely not. Let's not go back to where I want to be and Eden. Okay, so in all, also I want to talk about how when they put the pillar back and then the columns of like light fire went up and everything triangulated back to bouncing Pennywise back. Alfredo, did you like that, or were you not bought in?
That's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's
Unaffected.
All I was
Consensus?
thinking here is like, damn, they expanded it out to the river, and that's where Adrian's gonna get eaten in the future. That
Fair.
sucks for him.
Good point.
It's like, damn, had they just done it on the other side, homie's good. But yeah, that's honestly all I was. It's one of
Who
those
the
things
fuck
where
is
it's
Adrian?
like the
He's from
guy at the
chapter
beginning
two, the
of
gay
it,
guy on the
chapter
bridge.
2, where
Oh
like
He gets beaten on the
that's
bridge.
Right. That's right.
yeah,
That's
and
right.
like thrown over. All that stuff, like you're either bought in or you're not, right? Like I can do as much magic and ridiculousness as possible. What I don't like is when some of that stuff gets ham-fisted or really heavy-handed, and that's where I felt like some of these things happened. Like we've been talking about it, right? But like the stuff with Shaw or the stuff with Marge being, you know, Richie's mom, that stuff was a little heavy-handed. The whole like light towers coming up and like, okay, this is the border. Cool, man. Like whatever. This has been a cosmic entity the whole time. And then him reverting back to his just the lights. Bet. Cool. Super cool. I was wondering how he was going to go back. Like, does he just walk back home? Like, all right, well, you guys took my ball and now I can't play anymore. I'm just going to walk home. So like, I thought that was interesting. Sure. Cool. Like I was in on that.
Nice.
Yeah, it reminded. I actually haven't put a quarter in the anime jar in a long time. It was just straight up Full Metal Alchemist with the transmutation circle. This is something
Sure,
that's
I
in
know what
media
you're
like a
talking
long.
about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's all that was. Is like, Sam, watch anime. No, I'm just kidding. You never will. But that was fine. My only issue with that was just like I just didn't feel like they needed to do the whole Ring of Power scene with Lily. I feel like they had to justify why Lily was going crazy and not just that Lily was going crazy because she's fucking scared out of her mind. Like she's just fucking scared. I don't need to.
That should have been the explanation.
Yeah. And the Coffis goes back to what you're saying about them not trusting the audience. Like, I did not need the Frodo scenario with Lily that she's like, I bear the dagger. You know, it's just like, fucking move. I don't need your power of friendship bullshit. Just like, start hoofing it, sweetheart.
But the fact that the dagger was fighting and didn't want to be placed, would that have been as effective if it was not like the
No,
ring?
because you have Pennywise be the force that's throwing
force.
up obstacles.
Yeah,
could've
fighting
literally
an
done,
inanimate.
Yeah, you could have done a force pull with Pennywise, and I would have believed
Right.
it. What I meant, like, there's so much that he can do or capable of. I don't need to explain how he's stopping them from moving, but you
the
making
dagger
whatever.
MacGuffin with its own
Yeah.
like its own entity. I don't need that because we see no indication of that in any other iteration of like the movies, where we go to his literal lair where the rest of those fucking rocks are, and they're just rocks. They do nothing. So to have this kind of like again ham-fisted in the finale, just I know there were little hints before in the last couple episodes, but it's again a step too far for me. It's just like you could have stopped and it would have been fine. It would have been.
But I mean,
better.
isn't
and
the
it doesn't
dagger
progress
different than
the
rest of
plot.
the rocks though? The dagger's different
no,
than
the
the rest of
dagger's
the rocks.
made from the rock, and it's just
I
got
know,
the runes
but
on
it's
it.
but that's the thing. Like it's been touched by these people here. Like not like the rest of the rocks that are in his. Like I get why the dagger is powerful. I agree with you that I don't think that an inanimate object needed to be the thing slowing the kids down. It could have just been Pennywise.
Right.
But I just I wanted to confirm like the dagger is different than like
It's-
his dorm.
I guess.
I didn't think
don't
so,
know. Again,
dude. I thought it
this
was
is
just
wh-
dagger
This is where it gets a little.
Yeah, I
this
think it
is
was
where it
just
just gets a little
dagger-shaped.
messy because
No,
they
but it's
broke
got
off
like
a
the
piece of
inscriptions
the
on it and
rock.
everything.
The other
Yeah, but
rocks
that's
have
from-
inscriptions
They all
in
have
it too.
inscriptions.
Yeah, they all do.
Where
That's
he
the natives
lives.
imbuing it with power. No.
No.
The
But that's what I'm
pillars and the
talking
dagger
about.
are the ones that are inscribed. But that
Right.
should not lead to it then fighting the kids. The dagger, because it's got runes on it, doesn't mean it should be fighting the kids from being buried. That's what I'm saying. Is like
I mean, we don't
the
know
dagger having its own agency seemed dumb. That's a dumb plot point.
Well, also, if you go back to when the dagger was introduced and Rose gave it to Taniel, there was no like, now beware, the longer you hold this, the crazier you're going to get.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem is that there haven't been rules that like I'm always into like buy in on something that's ridiculous as long as it's consistent. I think that was probably the bigger problem is that it was inconsistent.
That's what bothered me, and it goes back to the show not tell. That's just like stuff that I look in my own writing where I was like, hey, I should bring this in somewhere else. Whereas you just have Rose in the van. It's like, okay, here's a quick exposition dump. And then you have that. And that's like another small detail, how she's like, all right, take this turtle root. He drinks a turtle root. He's like, oh, by the way, don't do this very important. It's like, you could have said that before the shot. It's like, it's like if you offer me a shot, then you took it. It's like, oh, by the way, there's LSD in that. You're like, motherfucker, you couldn't have like informed me before.
I'm okay. Just tell me. Just tell me
just get the important shit out before I drink it. It would have been better if she's mid explanation and he just takes it. That would have
exactly.
That would be funny. Well, because she's like, this will help with the voice, and if he was just like ignoring what she was saying, because he's like, yeah, F these voices, then it would make sense. And then she'd be like,
for her to give it to him and then be like, it happens really fast. It's gonna happen super duper quick. So let me get the important shit out now before too late.
Wait, there was one thing that I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of, because I did think it was kind of trippy until it got explained, was that Dick actually was able to get into Pennywise's head and lock him up, and that's why he froze and wasn't able to eat Marge. Like, that was awesome. And then the little subtle reveal with his hand, and then Pennywise being like, wait a minute. Tricky Dickie's up to it.
It reminded me of Inception a little bit, and in a good way. You know how Tom Hardy's character is a forger; he makes himself look like shit in there, and to me, that's what I'm talking about. Where The Shining is so broad that like I don't need you to explain shit to me. It's like I was telling you guys in the group chat, trying to explain to my Type A nephew who's 12 years old. He's like, is that The Shining? I'm like, it's all the fucking Shining, Logan. Like,
which one is Shining?
Yeah, it's like, it's what is The Shining? If it's supernatural, it's The Shining. Just like, that's all it is. That's all we need from it, And
is that it?
That's a prime example, Sam, of like, that's trippy. I have no explanation. I don't need it. Dick Halloran's strong, and he just did a trick. And it wasn't even like he was like Will from Stranger Things, just like, he pulled a trick on him, and then once he found out the trick, it was over.
Yeah. All of what you just said was amazing.
Sam's never watched Stranger Things, guys. Roast her in the comments.
Or Game of Thrones.
Anyways, all right. I'll find something else to ask you a question on. I know everything about Harry Potter. That's fine.
It's true. She's got the tattoo and everything.
Actually, I want to change my answer, Sam, to your initial question of who had the most satisfying ending. And I'm going to say Rich, because when he goes his ghost comes running by Pennywise on the ice and flips him off.
Yes, that was
like,
so
yes,
good.
Yes.
I was cheering for that.
That was Cap getting Thor's hammer. I was like, yes, let's go. Yes. On your left, bitch.
No, as he started running, I started like cheering, and my cat was like freaking out. He's just like, "What are you doing?" And then I was like, "And then flip him off!" And then he flipped him off, and I was like, "Yes!" It was like a goal line touchdown. I was just like, "Let's fucking go!" That was awesome. It really was.
What's the like? That's I want to name this median, the line from like Dope and Corny, because like that was dope. Where did you guys feel about the Marge? Like, I want to kill this fucking clown.
Oh, I was
because it was a callback to Richie.
Yeah,
it was a callback to Richie in the movies because Richie has a similar line.
That's what I go back to, of the subtlety of if you would have just had her say, well, the second she said, "Let's kill this fucking clown," I was like, oh, that is Richie's mom. Right? And then you could have given us like one little breadcrumb on the way out. Like this is the new kid, Steve Tozier, getting his ass beat, and now he's friends with us here at school. Like that's it. That's all I really needed. That's all I needed. Not Pennywise giving her the whole future.
And I love the idea that Richie gets his humor from his mom. Like most of the time, it's like in TV really bad. It's like all the girls are just like their mom and all the boys are just like their dad. You know, it's just like it was very nice to know that his mom is the true badass. Like I'm not saying that Richie's dad is like a total fucking dope or anything like that, but you don't know.
I will say this, for as much as I didn't like those things, I think the way that this first season wraps up with a lot of characters is that all these characters now feel a responsibility that they didn't have before or that they didn't know about before, whether it's the Hanlons or Tozier. But that's also, and Kopf, I know what you're going to say because you're about to shit your pants over there with anger, is that they should forget everything going on with Pennywise. So
False.
I know they're staying in Derry, right? But like, this is the stupid, like, Stephen King is on cocaine and we don't know what Muschietti might be on right now. But like, why doesn't the whole town forget what the fuck just happened? Do they remember what just happened? What was the point of the mist? Like, now all of a sudden the Hanlons are staying. They should know everything about Pennywise. Does Will not then tell his son? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, was there no, like, were they not at year 26 and been like, all right, bitches, let's prepare? Like, there's a lot of things that we can go into there. But I will say that, like, I think it adds a little more to these characters by the understanding that they might have a little more responsibility.
I think this is Sam, I'm going to throw this question to you because we don't ask you stuff. You asked us about things that have been solved, about the things that aren't solved. Because Veronica Grogan is another one where was Pennywise? Because like she's supposed to be a victim, right? When does that happen? Do they name someone else Veronica Grogan? Like those are the things that are left unsaid. And to piggyback on what you asked, Alfredo, will season 2 or 3 explain some of these other things? Because I feel like this initial chapter 1 season, it told us of how it chose Pennywise. You know, do we get to where this town kind of resets every year, where they have, I mean, they forget 9/11 in one town every year, essentially. Like they have a 9/11 every 27 years and they just kind of fucking forget about it. For lack of a better term. Will they explain how that happens? Because I almost thought that like when the mist goes away, does that like zap their memory or some shit? Does he deadlight the whole town and then that Men in Blacks them? I kind of want that answered as well because yeah, I mean, what is in Leroy, for instance, I don't feel like he's this angry dad that I saw in It Chapter 1. How does that happen? I feel like we can almost get another season going forward before we go backward.
That's fair. I feel like there's definitely a lot of questions like that for me still. My question with the mist and then when Pennywise got put back in his cage was why the ice didn't melt immediately and then everyone fell into the river. Because if his magic was gone or he was put back, like why was it that way? Or did it just like have to
fall.
Well, I mean, he's also so magically froze it right away, so why wouldn't it just unfreeze?
That's
it?
a weird
trying to
detail
use
that you're
science.
right about, but
Freezing
like I didn't think
is fine
about.
as thawing slow. I don't know.
Cough,
That
it's
one
a
to me didn't
fucking
bother me.
clown entity from space that eats children. The fuck
no.
are we talking about?
What I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say though is those to me, Alfredo, a lot what you said were plot holes. If the Hanlons know what's happening and they stay in town, if Marge literally fought this fucking demon 14 goddamn times when she was 13 years old, why is she not teaching her son, who she knows is going to be a part of the next cycle, because she was literally fucking told.
She should be full on
Why-
Sarah Connor the next
Yes.
time we see her.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That was my question.
the
Yeah.
That'd be a
the
great
only
show. I'm not gonna lie, I'm
explanation-
in.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Marge Tozier as Sarah Connor. Let's do it. The only explanation I can think of is because of that little conversation she and Lily have, where it's like, can he go backwards in time? Maybe that's what they're trying to pull here. This is actually Pennywise going in reverse, trying to prevent the Losers Club from ever being defeated.
So it's like Quantum Leap, but Pennywise.
No,
like his next
this is
sleep,
Pennywise
next sleep home.
Skynet. This is
Pennywise
fucking
Skynet?
Pennywise Skynet. He's just going
Yeah.
back more and more farther in time to try to prevent shit.
Weirdly, when you
knew
put
that.
it like that, it
Inevitably-
sounds a lot cooler than when they explained it. Cough, like Cough, you should write more stuff, dog. Like it's like
I
that's
should, but I'm scared of public perception of me. So
what you're on a podcast, my boy.
You're on
It's
a
like,
fucking podcast.
I know.
All right.
It's weird.
But like they already explained this, right? That each season is going to go back to like each of the different
Right.
auguries that have happened throughout Pennywise's duration there in Derry. Where I think of like it opens up doors to potentially get messy is the whole Pennywise sees time differently. So is there going to be jumps backward and forward, like in different directions? And I kind of love, I can't remember who said it. It was either Lily or Marge, who basically just kind of goes, That's someone else's fucking
That
problem.
was Lily, which was surprising to hear her say that. That's somebody else's problem. Like they
like,
called her a
my
lifeboat.
job.
I'm like, that's a lifeboat that just said, "Get out of my lifeboat." Like
That's a tired lifeboat. She's just like, she's like, oh, that's 27 years in the past. Like, good luck, y'all. Y'all be
Yeah.
safe.
That's someone in retail. Like, that's not my fucking job. I'm not dealing with that.
Different
Yeah.
department, different. Yeah.
Her reaction is more realistic than I think. It didn't bother me that they stayed or even why they stayed, I guess. It bothered me who decided to stay. Charlotte was just like, you know what? I get the feeling we should protect this town. You've been afraid of the
Get
white
the
people in
fuck
this
out of
town.
there.
You had a
Yeah, she should've been
full-blown
like, "We're going-"
realistic... Yeah. You had a full-blown realistic mom meltdown, like hitting your husband, and you're like, you know what? Rose is right. Like, I'm just like, fuck no. I'm just like, Will, get your shit. Let's go. You know, like, I'd be screaming. You
She
said
doesn't
5
even like
minutes.
sheep.
Yes.
Jagger.
No positives.
Jagger, would you have been more satisfied if that right there? She's like, I'm out. I'm taking Will and getting out, and they like separated at that point, and that's what is another reason that Leroy's so fucking bitter. It's because he
Cough,
stayed
write
behind.
more stuff. Yes. Yes, that makes fucking sense.
Yes.
That makes complete sense. She's just like, all right, fuck you. You can be a light keeper. Go. You know where I don't need a light keeper? Boston. All I got is this normal racist there. You know, you're run of the mill Klansman. I don't got a killer clown fueling these motherfuckers. You know.
I like that we got to this because I did have it in my notes that I wanted to ask what you guys thought about Rose passing the torch to Leroy and Charlotte, and that's why they end up staying. I mean, in terms of the way that was done, oh, I'm going to actually be selling the farm, and was it just...
I hated it. Hated
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because it's weird because the whole thing is that the entire season they established that Rose and all of the people that are there together,
Children
her
in the
tribe,
trailer.
her family, like it's everyone, they have had this sense of responsibility for so many years. And now all of a sudden at the most dangerous point probably in their history, she's like, I think I'm going to retire. Yeah, I'm just going to
Taniel
Florida
died,
or
though.
something.
That was
Taniel
grief.
died.
That should have reinforced her resolution. She should have been even more so like, we gotta fuck this clown up.
I disagree with I hear what you're saying, but grief doesn't manifest the way that we want it to. That is me being a weird
but it was-
therapist.
I guess,
for
yeah.
It's a
it just
strange decision from that character.
it almost didn't. You're right, Jag. Grief manifests differently, but it almost didn't feel like there was any grief. It was kind of just like, well, I'm gonna leave. I decided to leave. You guys want to take over the farm? It felt like it was really shoved in there last minute to be like, okay, how do we keep the Hanlons around? Like, if Taniel dies and Charlotte dies and Leroy and Rose are grieving together and she's saying I'm leaving and he does like the okay fine, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna keep doing this so this never happens again to anyone else, I think it's different, right? Like I think this was really close. I think they got the ball to the goal line and they were like, fuck it, let's run a reverse, and they lost 5 yards.
And then they threw it
that's
and
what
it
happened.
was picked off. Yeah. They
God damn
I don't
it,
know
Ralph.
about that.
I had a perfectly good one. I
was about to say I'm gonna throw a third sports metaphor. This is this is a relay race, and then the baton didn't quite get
They
they
dropped it.
passed
There you go.
it, but it was a little rough there. But
Yeah.
yeah, like obviously they had to keep him there. They tricked me. I didn't clock that they had the sheep farm, or I'm not saying they didn't tell me. I just didn't fucking pay attention or care enough that that would have been the farm the entire time. I guess like that didn't bother me. It just bothered me just how much Charlotte was like willing to ignore everything that just happened to her. Because for me as Charlotte alone, how the white people treated me was enough. That was way more than enough. Way more than enough for me. You put a cosmic clown living underneath the city, buddy, my ass is going to be in California. Like Boston ain't enough. I need a full fucking United States between me and a fucking clown. You know?
I guess the other thing too with that is, and guys correct me if I'm wrong, but like this entire season, Charlotte hasn't seen Pennywise, right? Like this was her first time seeing him too.
Yeah.
And he was in full Pennywise and then was transforming into all the other crazy things in front of her, going after her kid. And she still didn't want to leave is kind of weird to me.
It's wild.
Can we just take a
27 years
moment?
is a long time.
Can we take a moment to talk about how great dipped Pennywise was? Like, that's just a
Dipped.
really good look.
It's a good look.
It's a good
Just
look.
blood up to here. So good. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
almost like that's
I actually
why
thought.
his nose is red.
Yeah, I actually saw that. I thought of that too, watching the whole time. I love this nigga. Didn't even bathe. He's magical, and he's like, "Fuck it, I look good." You know?
I look good.
Yeah.
I taste good.
He was really feeling himself, dancing, playing the tuba. Like,
Yeah.
the fashion was high fashion at the moment. He was feeling himself.
Yeah. Like,
I loved after the episode, the clips and everything online right now of like going back in the filming of everything. Watching Bill Skarsgård in this full getup into this point, this version of Pennywise and acting and just seeing through the camera, like on the video screen, all of what he does, it's just like, that's all him. It's so, so good. In terms of a final like shot of him, I thought it was so powerful.
is Bill Skarsgård the best horror villain right now?
Goated.
I'm already.
Thank you.
I don't.
Goated.
Yeah, he is the best. Right? It's not even close.
I mean, let's
to me.
do it. Let's compare them, right? So it's it versus Michael Myers.
Not even a question
Yeah,
to me.
Pennywise.
Michael,
Pennywise.
punch that
It
nigga in the
versus
face.
Jason.
Punch him in the. Take his mask
Pennywise.
off. Punch him in the face.
Pennywise.
The closest is Freddy. The
If
closest
I
one
could
is
punch
Freddy
you in the
Krueger.
face, you a weak ass motherfucker. I can't punch Pennywise. That's
Yeah.
just,
Can't punch-
that's a
can't
rule of
punch
thumb.
Freddy.
If I could punch a nigga, it's like you weak. You know.
But like, if you made fun of Michael Myers or Jason, they would still kill you. Like, if you called Pennywise a soft bitch, he's like dying slowly.
No.
But that's
Not
I would
from
have to
words.
get
That
past
That
my
was
fear.
a special circumstance.
Yeah,
That was a
that's
special circumstance.
Well, let's
That
talk about,
wasn't a
because
normal
I've said this
interaction.
before, where I think that Pennywise is now the best horror icon amongst all of these, like, you know, Ghostface, Freddy, Jason, Michael, all of them. And every
Yeah.
time the argument is always, nah, I'm just gonna call him a bitch to his face, and then he'll fold real quick. A bunch of little kids beat him, no problem.
Yeah, a group of 7, which is it's a whole thing. God damn it, we don't have time.
I don't know, man. I could
that's-
fight 7
It's
kids.
it's a magical. There's a magical element to it because of Maturin. Like, they have some of the kids have the shine, if not all of them have the shine. Like, there's a bunch of different elements as to why they were able to defeat Pennywise as a group, and it took them 2 different attempts.
Koff is correct, and obviously he's a lore master, and he's read infinite more than we have on Stephen King. But I went down
Yeah, we
this
don't.
rabbit hole to confirm everything that he said prior, and like, there's even a whole theory that Bev is a fucking gunslinger. There's like a whole goddamn thing on it. But like, he is right though. Like, you would have to. People are like, I'll just call him a bitch. You are seeing your biggest horror manifested, and Pennywise can just fucking eat you. People forget that he's like a boggart, that he's just like oogity boogity boogity. No, he can like actually fucking become the thing that scares you and eat you. Like, okay, if Jason is
saw with
scary,
General
he could just
Shaw.
become fucking Jason, and he could just become Mike Myers. He could become Chucky, is where I think it's the one up. And people act like that they could just face their fears and like move past it. If people could just face their fears, I'm like, all right, DM the girl you like, you know, like if you can't do that, then I doubt you're gonna call fucking Pennywise a bitch. Okay, that's just
Fair.
people talk tough, you know.
You're safe behind your keyboards, kids. We all get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Pennywise is also an ambush predator. He doesn't he fucks with you along the bit, and then he ambushes you at your weakest. Like, there's a whole reason that the group was able to beat him in the end, and it's not because they called him weak.
And I want to say this too. I know there's going to be the nostalgia people out there. I watched the OG. It was fucking scary. No disrespect to Tim Curry, but Tim Curry walked so Bill Skarsgård could run. Like, this is just not even. It's just not even close at this point. This nigga's moving his eyes and shit. He got the
he
whole
can just
damn.
do that.
This is a
Yeah,
Move on.
he
this is
just
an-
physically
this is
can
an
do
MJ
that.
LeBron. Yeah, this
Yes.
is an MJ LeBron thing. Like,
Yes.
Tim Curry was
Yeah.
MJ.
The physicality
Bill
of
is
this
LeBron.
Pennywise is on a
Yes.
different level. He's
A
a, little
whole
bit
different
taller.
level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
6'8", playing 3 different positions out on the court. Like,
We're
this
eyes.
motherfucker. Like, we haven't seen anyone move like this. So like, Pennywise is goated for me. Like,
Different game,
like,
kids.
Sam, I call you Clown Mommy. And by that I mean, like, today I am now a fan of clowns, specifically Pennywise. Like, he's legitimately dope. You know, like, I just think he's cool. And like, my second favorite, and I've become a new fan, is Chucky the dog. That motherfucker's hilarious. He's not even scary. He's just
hilarious.
fucking
He
funny.
is funny
He's
as
just
shit.
funny.
It's funny.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he kills somebody with a bazooka in like the second movie, which is fantastic.
Chucky does. It's amazing. Okay, we talked about, them passing the torch a little bit. I just want to talk about more of the connections that are taking us now outside of Welcome to Derry as we wrap up this finale. And then, of course, we'll end with what we expect from the next season. But we got another connection. We got the little epilogue moment with Mrs. Kirsch. She ages, of course. And then she's there when Bev's mom kills herself. And then you have that lovely little tie-in. Cough. With all that we love about the books and the tie-in, did that do enough for you, or what did you feel like that was forced?
It felt a little, I don't know, felt a little forced, just because it's one of those things where like we see in chapter 2 that Beverly as an adult goes back to her apartment as a kid, and she comes back face to face with Mrs. Kirsch, and I don't know about you, but like, if this woman came up and said some cryptic shit the same time I discovered my mom killed herself, I'm not going to forget that lady. And so then she pops up, 50 years later, and you're like, or 27 years later, and you're like, this is fine. It was just a little weird. It was a little weird. And I get why they did it, but again, they don't trust their audience enough to give us hints and clues. And they're just like, here's the whole answer.
I actually didn't think about that part. I liked it. All right. I thought it was, to me, I wish it was kind of all their heavy-handed stuff for cutscenes like this. It was the opposite. We may not have liked it, but it was showing and not telling. But you're right, though. If a white lady says some weird shit to me like that, I'm going to remember that my entire life, especially at 12 years old. Like, I'm going to be telling people, yeah, one time I was in a crazy hospital, saw my mom kill herself, and this old lady came in and told me some weird shit. Like, how would you not talk about that every day? I feel like, like your therapist. It's like, I saw my mom die. My dad elbowed me off. Crazy white lady said some shit to me. It's like that chain of events. I would have ended up in fucking
a person.
Yeah, you would have. I'd be like, all right, mom, scooch over. I need this bed and Juniper here. Wear them grippy socks.
And then this old lady is living in your apartment years later.
Yeah,
Like, I know it's not actually her, but I'm saying like all the signs were there. Yeah, I thought it was a little heavy-handed. I thought it was a little heavy-handed. We didn't quite need that. I actually didn't think that we were going to get the whole Bev turnaround. I thought we were just going to get Miss Kirsch like turn the corner, look inside the room, and we're just seeing Bev with her dad and dead mom, and that's it. And then cut to black.
So much
and I'm just like,
yes.
that's cool. And maybe I'm asking for like too much subtlety on things, but I think this was a lot of Andy Muschietti trying to remind us, like, hey, remember, there were 2 movies. Go and watch those 2 movies. I did those 2 movies. I'm also doing this show. I will do the next 2 seasons. Like, it felt like there's a whole Pennywise verse coming in right now, which I'm not upset about. I love it. I think it's great. We can do it a little bit more subtle, with a little more tact.
I think it has me, and I know some people like Star Wars fans are so toxic, but right now Andy Muschietti has me with this It universe where I'm at with Star Wars, where I love it. I'm going to keep watching everything that puts out, but there's inherently bad stuff, and I just kind of ignore it and move on. Like, I don't know.
Was this not Princess Leia at the end of Rogue One?
Yes.
Turning around and saying
Yes.
hope, like in full CGI face. You got 26-year-old actress playing Beverly there, supposed to be 12.
Actually, I wanted to bring this up later, but
actually, you got a real one in there. Good for you.
Thank you. You guys have been hearing that Andy wants to release a 6-hour cut of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. I think this was a clip that was filmed a while ago, and it was in the bank, and he was like, this is going to fit really nicely, because to as a director to say I have a 6-hour director's cut, and to say that knowing that you've created something that are like fans want, like, I mean, I'm down. Maybe I'm just more game for like more of this, and to know exactly how much was shot in those first 2 films. That would help connect this.
Is
but
that not the case though with like every film though, where there's a lot of extra stuff that gets left on the cutting room floor?
Yeah, but he wants to confidently release a 6-hour cut.
Yeah.
is this a
That means there's
Lord of
more
the
than
Rings
6.
extended edition situation where this actually is a better property? Or is this just a, hey, we have all these deleted scenes we can shove in here to make a 6-hour supercut? And hope
We
you
don't
like
know.
it?
I think it's going to be more Lord of the Rings-esque, where the extended cuts are the movies to me.
I'm leaning with Sam because that book is so fucking huge that he had a lot of source material to lean on. If
Yes.
it was just him making a new IP and he is just like, well, I got 6 hours, I'm like, all right, dude, I hope you and your friends and family enjoy it. I don't want to watch it. But the fact that it is so fucking huge
He does
that like
go
I
for
believe that there's stuff there that he could do. So
Well, I also think it's telling because there's so many interviews now with the actors where they said, when did you find out you got the part and the part that you were playing? And the actress that's playing Veronica Grogan says, well, she interviewed during the movies or just before. So she was really young. And then they kept her in mind. And then they brought her in for this. But they didn't tell her what the role was until she had signed up and said, yes, I will be in the films. So I feel like there's been a lot of deep level planning on the Muschietti's part in terms of what they want to do and aligning all of the actors and who they want to fill these roles. I just feel like there's a lot of inside baseball we're not aware of when it comes to this.
see, I'm more interested. Like I'm at the point where I kind of want to cough. I'm about to say the N word. Cover your ears. I want to ignore the books at this point and just have like this own little machete verse kind of and build out. And I feel like it would be a lot more easier for me to enjoy because I was already saying this like episode 5. I'm like, the books both helped and harmed me because I have all this information, but now my expectations are fucked because of the book, you know?
Mm-hmm. And there's so much source material to go off of and to build. And clearly with Welcome to Derry wants to tie together more Stephen King books. I wanted to bring this up, but obviously Dick Hallorann was a favorite character of all of ours all season long. And feels like the way that they ended his walkout of what's could be so wrong with working at a hotel. Do we not all just want to see Dick Hallorann in London at this hotel?
Yes.
Another episode, another season. Like,
Yes.
I feel like I
The
need
Shining.
more.
Welcome to The Shining. Welcome to the Overlook. There we go.
Make it Castle Rock prequel. Like, because like to be honest, my issues with it, Castle Rock just did a better job of doing some of the things. And like just everyone loved that show. Bring it back with a prequel with Dick Hallorann and backfill. I don't fucking care, man. I'm gonna watch it. Whatever you call it, you can call it Dick the series, and I'm in.
Tricky Dick.
Welcome to Dick.
Welcome.
We
to
went down a
Dick.
rabbit hole on the name of this show last time. We're not going to do that again. We all want to see more of this, right? We are all
More
We
Dick.
all want to
Game.
see more Dick.
I left that open. That was my fault.
That's on you, Sam. It
That was
is.
on me. I should know. I guess too, just like in terms of the wrapping up everything that this finale gave, was there something that we haven't covered that you guys were just like, this was something that I really loved? For me, little moments like when Marge is walking down the street and she sees the little airplane in the tree and it reminds her of Richie, like those little things I really enjoyed, the little nods to that were those were subtle of like, oh, hope and change. And I think through hope and is how they're able to forget of like when things get better, that you don't think about the trauma that has passed. So for me, that's what I really liked. But Alfredo, I'll go to you first.
I think I have more just questions about how the town and the kids recover after this. Like, I know the whole concept is that when you leave the town, you forget. You had a mess of kids that were all just dead-lighted. They were hanging out on top of the ice. There was this clown that ate their fucking principal. Like, how does that get explained?
I
Gas
gouged him.
leak. Everyone hallucinated.
The classic gas leak.
It's a military
Well, now it's a
experiment.
military
Yeah.
cover-up. Like, it's a straight-up
Yeah.
military cover-up because Shaw died, and they're letting Hanlon and Halloran go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure they went full on.
I guess I would have loved like one of those, like just like a quick little like radio report of like military testing gone wrong, and it's like something like that, right?
Good old timey voice you have there.
Yeah, no, I practice it a lot when we're not doing the pod.
I really think
Your
that
wife must love that.
they have the number one scapegoat right there. The military. It's just like just blame black people. They're like, who did all these heinous murders?
It's that Hank Grogan again,
Also, I was gonna say,
Notorious
did they-
killer
so
Hank Grogan.
and he got away this time.
That's another question. So they had thought that Hank Grogan was dead. Did they just let him go? Did they recapture? Like, what's going on there? Because
I actually
did he go
no,
to Canada?
I legit love their hand wave. It's legitimate where she's just like, well, how they'll know it's me. They're like, in this town, you're just like, he's just another black dude. They're like, Negro. There's another. They're not even like taking time to look at his fucking face. Like that's the most realistic shit I've ever seen on the planet. Like it seems like it's fucked up, but in the 50s, you were just a Negro back then. So like. Yeah, it checks out. I fully believe that he could have just, hey, my name's Tim, and they're like, okay, Negro. Just like walk off.
Jag, I did have a moment where when Dick is at the funeral and Rich's father asks, "Who are you?" I had a moment where I turned to my wife and I was like, "Please say I'm just a magical Negro," and walk away, because that would be amazing.
I will say, like, again, grief does funny things to people, but if someone showed up to my funeral and was like, that hand you feel, that's your boy, I would have been like, who the fuck are you? Like, no one even asked.
You need to leave.
Who invited you out here? I got this magical black man saying he sees my kid. Get the
I'm
fuck
a Cuban
out.
in Maine. I know how many black people I know.
Yeah.
Not only that,
0.
Not only that, 2 feet away, 4 strange children are crying and hugging in front of you that you've never met before. And the one kid was like,
that makes more sense.
they
Like he's
assume,
got
though,
friends
that
and
but
shit.
still, just
Yeah, parents at that time, they don't pay attention to
their.
their kids' friends. They don't pay attention.
It just felt weird that the proximity. And literally, Bart's like, I didn't know him that well, but we were friends, and just, the whole thing was just staged very strangely to me.
I'm not. I had a weird thing in my
Classic
high
to be
school.
behaving.
In my school, we had a kid die every year. We literally made the news that Pecola High School had a kid die every year from like random shit. So I've went to a lot of kid funerals. They are all like that, where someone like, and I know it sounds shitty. Most of the time, it's some random girl who was never even friends with that person crying up there. That's just like, I don't, blah, blah. Justin gave me a note 5 years ago, and I ignored it and called him gay, but I loved him.
That took such a sharp
Okay.
left turn.
Fair.
I was sitting here like, oh, damn, kid funerals. That sucks, man. Jag's really had a hard life. And then you just turned into...
You can tell I've been to a lot of funerals because I'm so calloused about it. I'm just like, you know how many kids I've seen die? Come on. It's like,
I've died. There you go. There's my ignorance. I haven't seen enough kids die.
that's the show, Sam. As always, I've given you a good ending point. Kid death.
Lots of kid deaths.
Play us off, boys.
Jazz hands.
Do the dance. Do the Pennywise dance.
Amazing.
It's your dancing daddy, Pennywise. Oh.
Jag, the head motions are great. If you guys are not watching, go to YouTube.
so good.
I may or may not have practiced because my sister's terrified of clowns, so I literally terrorized the fuck out of her. I'm so mean, dude. Like, there's this hallway in here, and it was like 5 a.m. in the morning to open up, and I was like, hello, Emmeline, do you want to float? She's like, stop it!
Oh my gosh.
Do you not think I'm scary? I do that.
You gotta get a mannequin arm. You gotta get a mannequin arm now.
Ah, yeah, you gotta get one of those. I have one
My
of those.
brother-in-law even has an Art the Clown mask. Like, we are so fucking mean to my sister. She's one of the sweetest people on the planet, and we terrorize the fuck out of her. We've got my 12-year-old nephew in on it. It's like, if she snaps and kills us one day, I deserve it.
Yes, we have this podcast to reference as evidence. Oh
I
my
had it
God.
coming.
Justified.
Oh my God. Funny. I'm jealous that you're not my roommate. We would have so much fun. Oh my God. All right. I just want to end this with, how quickly are you guys going to go from our normal Sundays, where we're watching Welcome to Derry, needing the music, to this Sunday, okay, It Chapter 1. Next Sunday, It Chapter 2. Like, how long are you going to take before you start doing the rewatch? Because
I'm watching
I do
it
feel
right
like,
now.
oh, there you go. I feel like we all really enjoyed this season as a whole. We'll get to going around in circles and doing our scores and all that. But how quickly will you be jumping back into rewatches?
It's fast. Like, I want to watch this. And then again, guys, if you love this show And all you black folks that are out there that loved it because you got good black actors, watch Castle Rock. Like that season 1 is phenomenal. We get more amazing characters. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm going right back down the Stephen King rabbit hole. I'm gonna watch Misery. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner. Like that's like this. I'll give Machete credit. Right. He made me feel good about it's this time for a Stephen King binge. So right away, Sam. I'm not gonna wait till Sunday. Dates don't govern me.
I love that. Alfredo, how about you?
I mean, you mentioned it. I'm gonna do it today. I might as well go back and watch. I watched them all before the show, and now it's kind of like watching. This is like my 4th Star Wars reference, but it's kind of like going back and watching Rogue One after watching Andor. Mm-hmm. It enhances it and enriches it. So I kind of want to do that here.
Same. Yeah. Kopf, are you going to be reading again?
Nerd.
Probably before next
I love how you didn't ask me if I was going to read.
Why would I ask you if you were going to read?
You barely know if I know how to read.
Still questions. Yeah, I'll probably reread it before next season comes out. I'm in the middle of the Dark Tower right now, so I got to finish that.
Of course. I'm reading something in. We love you, Kopf. All right, well, we know season 2 is going to be the Bradley Gang Massacre. We had the lovely little callbacks to it in the intro, music and titles. What are we most looking forward to season 2? Alfredo, I'll go to you first since you've got your mouth open.
Well, because I was thinking about this immediately. Like, first of all, the fuck? You got your mouth open, kid. We're going to you first. Yeah, I immediately started thinking this when Marge does the silly line of like, maybe he does see time different and he's trying to stop us from ever, like the whole thing with like,
girl voice is hilarious.
I like the old-timey one better. Do old-timey girl.
I'll keep working on all of these for you, don't worry. It does make me think that every single season of this show is going to somehow connect to parts of the movies and those characters of the Losers Club. We already got connections to Richie Tozier. We got connections to Mike Hanlon. We got connections to Stan Uris in here. Mm-hmm. So it's like, are we going to go back to 1935 and see like Thurman Denbrough or something like that, the local mailman? Like, I don't know, fucking maybe. But like, I'm wondering like how each of these people are going to get terrorized. They're probably going to keep doing these breadcrumbs. I just hope that they can like actually breadcrumb it, not throw a whole fucking loaf of bread at the screen.
Fair.
Oh boy,
I can't really picture that.
Thrown
okay.
at us.
Yes. Jag, for you.
Sorry.
Kopf, go ahead. Go ahead. You already came in there.
No, it's fine. You go first.
I want. How do I say this? I want unapologetic murder, and I want no redemption.
Okay.
You know how he killed kids. This was more. It was very character driven. The Bradley gang kind of sounds like they deserve to die, even maybe not very horrifically. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of like, we see Pennywise more and more kind of unhinged and off his rocker. Not off his rocker. I would say just less chains on him. I just want him to like get this, like basically a puppet master on this town to where there's guns flying everywhere. I want more violence. Mm-hmm. I should see a therapist.
I mean, Kopf, before you go, I want to tee you up with this because I feel like, not that I have to put guardrails on your bowling alley, but I do. In terms of how much to dive into this, I feel like the Bradley gang, at least everything in the way that to me, when I was reading the book and it was being described, there's a lot of adult deaths that happened around that. I'm not very much remembering a ton of kid deaths, as opposed to the Kitchener Ironworks explosion, which happens during an Easter celebration. And so there's inherently a ton of kids that die there. What are you expecting from this one? It's like, are we going to get a Losers Club?
So here is, in my perfect world, how the next season would go. Pennywise would be background, almost entirely background, and we get almost like we get a season of Fargo where the central plot points are around the Bradley gang, and they come into Derry unassuming, thinking they can hide out, and all of a sudden it's all the weird shit going on around them, and they're like, what the fuck have we stepped into? And then it's the last couple of episodes that really reveal like what's going on in the town. And by then it's too late. Pennywise is already maybe maybe targeted them, and now they are fucked. Basically, I just want Fargo with Pennywise running around in the background.
Wow, you really found a way to sour the grapes for both
don't
Jagger
care.
and Alfredo. If you guys are not watching on YouTube, there's some sad faces around here.
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
You watched this season and your solution was give us less Pennywise?
You know how
they
you know
do
how
it-
Alfredo thinks about the
If they
clown.
can do,
Yeah.
if they can do an episode, if they can do a season of Fargo, it will work. They can make it work, but they need to focus on the Bradley gang as an outside entity coming into Derry, not knowing what's happening, and then having everything kind of revealed to them in time. That
All
I
right,
think
fuck
that
it.
could
Netflix,
work.
just come on in and buy it up. Whatever. Whatever.
Oh my gosh. Well,
just
okay,
saying.
Alfredo, lots of opinions. What would you rather have for the Bradley gang for season 2?
I mean, I think we can kind of run it back. Like, we know what works, right? Like, let's get Pennywise in there. I think that we're going to end up probably with something similar, right? Like, and I think, but that's probably what's going to have to.
I don't want to.
Okay, let me start this again. If we keep doing the same thing and keep running the same plays, the show is going to get boring. I think the part that spices it all up is Pennywise and how he's killing people and what he's doing to the town. But I think if you do the thing where you tease us again and you string us along for 4 or 5 episodes and then be like, here's Pennywise, but he's going to stay in the background, I think that's just going to get annoying. You've fed us already. You can't take the food away and then just keep, teasing us back and forth. It's like fucking with your dog and taking the toy away over and over.
So
I
let
have
me-
an
let me
idea then.
Put it this way:
I'll
I
let you
don't
go
think
first.
that they shouldn't. Sorry, I don't think that they shouldn't show Pennywise. I think they should, but I think it should be more the central focus is on the Bradley gang, and then they show us the audience Pennywise running around fucking shit up, killing kids.
Do we
But
know the names of the Bradley gang?
They're in the book. There's a couple names in the book, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. But I want the focus to be on this gang that's coming in, unassuming, into this what they think is a quiet town, not knowing they're literally driving into the middle of a feeding cycle. It's like parking your boat in the middle of like a shark infested waters. Like they don't realize the danger until
Sharks
it's too
live
late.
there.
Sure. But what I'm saying is, like, I want the focus to be the Bradley gang, and then yes, Pennywise having a grand old time. But if they run it back where it's another group of kids trying to fight Pennywise, that to me is that's tired by now. Like, do something different. If you're gonna give us a second and third season, do different things with them. Do something interesting with the story.
So I have an idea what I would kind of want to see, because we've gotten a lot from this season in terms of telling us where, it learned about Pennywise and decided to become, Bob Gray and become Pennywise, as he understood that kids are attracted to the circus, they're attracted to the clowns, they're attracted to all of these things, and it was a way of luring them in. What I don't want to happen next season is to have to wait till episode 5 to get Pennywise again. I would rather start the season off with the circus has come to Derry again, and that's how the cycle starts. And it's maybe a bit more of a slow burn where Pennywise orchestrates the circus, and it is the entire circus, and you have these different circus elements that are terrorizing everyone from kids to adults through the town. And the longer the circus is there, the more, tilted everything becomes for the town. And then the Bradley gang arrives, to your point, and they're like, okay, well, this is kind of, kitschy and cute. There's a circus happening in this quaint little town, and we're trying to just, reload on ammo here. And then things get really weird because the town has been so weird for so long, with the circus in town too long. So for me, I'm trying to solve, how do I get Pennywise sooner? So to me, I'm like, he's going to embody the entire circus and become, all these little novelty things where you've got, this person with 2 heads and all these things, and you can be all the freak shows. So you've almost got Pennywise freak show next season.
You know what I kind of want to see, which I heard this interview, Andy Muschietti was talking about, like, what he was actually originally going to do for It Chapter 2, the recent movies that came out, was that Mike Hanlon had actually been dead the whole time, and it was never actually him that called the Losers
I
Club.
did remember that,
it was
yeah.
Pennywise that called the Losers Club, and that when they did finally get down into the sewers, they just found Mike Hanlon's like dead, mangled body in there, kind of like what they did with Maddie in a
what
much
they did with
smaller
Maddie,
way. Like I would want to see more stuff like that, where you're just kind of always on your toes, right? It's less just gratuitous killing, which Jag, I know it's fun, but like stuff like that where I'm actually like trying to guess Pennywise's next move, I think could be really, really cool.
Hey, I'm into killing with purpose. I just want to see it and I want it to be violent, and I don't want it to explain the justified killing. Sometimes and I know it's crazy as like a black guy where it. Like that Candyman movie that came out, that was fucking stupid. Where it's just like it was actually racism the whole time. Like I don't need that. Make this nigga just kill people. I don't. That's kind of what I want.
The real villain was gentrification.
Yeah, it's like I just don't need that. It's like, he's evil. He wants to eat people. That's the plot. That's all I need.
We're seeing you, Oakland. Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, let's go around and give this season a score. Jagger, I'll start with you. Out of 10, how would you rate it?
6.5.
Okay. Alfredo.
No further explanation. I'm gonna go 7.5. 7.5. I see It Chapter 1 is like a 9. It Chapter 2 was more like a 7. I think this was slightly better than It Chapter 2. There were some things in there that was just a little bit wonky. I think it was, had the finale been better, this gets closer to being an 8. But
I changed mine. 7.
What's yours?
7. 7.
If you've been tuning in for a while, you know that everyone's analogy is I'm driving this car and I've got kids in the back that are, just having shenanigans. Lovely little analogy of that for Jag. I need to go.
But we just asked you. You didn't need to go then. No, I need to go now.
Go now. Cough, what's your score?
Oh, God. 6.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's why I
we knew
changed
this was
mine.
coming, Sam.
Yeah.
It's not like we're not that surprised.
this isn't surprising. I mean, I've been since day one. This
Not
fucking
enough
military
cocaine.
subplot. Dude, honestly, lean into the crazy shit. But just to me, the military subplot was such an anchor on the rest of the story that I can't get over it. The highs were very high. Like everything with Pennywise and Dick Halloran was great, but there was just too much dumb, stupid shit from the showrunners that it weighed it down for me. So, 6.
Wow. This is disappointing. It was a 9 for me.
There we go.
Glad you liked it.
Clown Mommy
I
loved
loved
it.
it.
Clown Mommy was happy. She doesn't
Not
love
Sam
that name.
that a thing.
Sam, I'm going back through a bunch of your scores here. I think the only thing that you have lower than you have a couple things, but you're generally like 2 points higher than us on most things.
Yeah, that's usually my consensus. And I wanted to say 9.5. But, I think for me, there was a lot in this series that I got that I didn't get in the movies that just did more for me in terms of the lore, everything in terms of how it explained it, the visuals I really enjoyed on all of this. I kind of put the military subplot in like this was their answer to fill in the blank. And I didn't let that really speed bump me. And if anyone's driven with me, speed bumps are, optional. So I just kind of flew right by it. And I was just like, this is super fun. And I enjoy it. My car has, 4-wheel drive. So I've just...
That speed bump gave me a flat tire. So I don't know.
No, not my car. We're good. Do you guys name your cars?
No.
Play us off, boys.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in as we finished
Sam,
out.
Wait,
What?
what's your car's name?
Oh, my car's name's Bruce.
As in Bruce Wayne, or just because?
Did its
Yeah.
parents die? Like,
You're cool,
Yeah.
Sam. I like you. We'll keep you around.
His parents die.
Yeah, my car's named Bruce because his parents died. My parents are fine. Like, how rude. No. I named my car Bruce because to me, I have a Crosstrek and it's like a dark charcoal gray, so it kind of looks like the Rambler Batmobile, but like a baby. So it's Baby Bruce. It's not Batman, it's Baby Bruce.
I don't like my car. I didn't give it a name. It didn't deserve one.
I love my car. All right. That's enough of me and us finishing out Welcome to Derry, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you didn't hit that hype button, hit it next time too, or hit it right now. I don't know where that button is, but appreciate you guys tuning in. We've got so much more coming. Stranger Things, The Pit, Fallout, lots to watch. So make sure you tune in. We will see you next time.